We are often faced with decisions in life or business, and we must decide the best course of action to take. Usually, we make these decisions based on knowledge or experience, but sometimes we experience a feeling in our gut, and this feeling guides us in a specific direction. This feeling is an instinctive one, and it does not stem from conscious reasoning. You just know what your gut is telling you, and if you're smart, you will trust your instincts and listen to your gut. This feeling that we get is called intuition, and learning to awaken and strengthen your intuition is an incredibly powerful tool to have in business. You will be able to make decisions faster and without self-doubt or regret. Others will look to you to lead them through challenging scenarios because you will always be ready to take immediate action. Taking the time to develop your intuition means taking the time to connect with yourself. Essentially, you are developing a stronger connection with yourself so that you are able to be more attentive to your instincts and gut feelings. In this video, you will learn how to identify intuition and how to be sure that it really is your intuition and not your ego guiding you, so that you can make faster decisions that are in alignment with who you are and whatever journey you are on. Welcome to Cash Cartel, a safe haven for future billionaires and innovative thinkers. The world is an incredibly noisy place, and it is often even noisier inside of our heads. Learning to be still is one of the most important and liberating skills you can learn in the modern world. This will help you think clearly, assess how you really feel, and work through whatever emotions are arising. You will become less anxiety-ridden, and you will find yourself less reactive to situations because you deal with things as they arise instead of bottling them up and exploding later. So how do you learn to be still? How can you quiet your mind when it's racing at 100 miles an hour? We have said it before, and we are going to say it again. Meditation and taking time to sit quietly without distraction is the only way to begin cultivating the internal stillness that we are talking about. We are constantly bombarded with information, interactions, lights, sounds, and it genuinely overloads our brains. By taking time to sit somewhere quietly and focus on the breath, you allow your mind a chance to relax and process everything it has been subjected to since you woke up. Similar to focusing on the breath, you can focus on your senses. You can focus on hearing. Try to listen closely to every little sound with your eyes closed. Feel the energy in your body when you mentally scan each body part and will it to relax. All of these are great ways to stop the continuous stream of conversation running in your head and to create some space within yourself, allowing yourself to relax physically and mentally. Once you have successfully created space within yourself, you will be more akin to noticing the voice of intuition when it speaks. The voice is usually subtle and it communicates in different ways. It can appear in many different ways, so it's important to understand how intuition can present itself so that you are able to recognize it when it appears. Intuition can appear visually in the form of flashes of images. It can also appear physically in the form of discomfort or goosebumps. Have you ever felt uneasy in your gut about a certain situation or person? That is your intuition warning you that something is off. Intuition also appears in the form of emotions. This is a tricky one because your ego also appears in the form of emotions. Be very careful not to confuse your ego with your intuition. Your intuition is simply a sense of certainty within the deepest part of your being. You should feel at peace when this feeling arises. If you begin to feel distressed, it is most likely the voice of your ego. Learning to identify your ego versus your intuition is very important because mistaking your ego for your intuition can lead you to make decisions that are not in your best interest or in alignment with who you truly are. Most of the time our ego is comfort-oriented and it will usually opt for the easiest and most inconvenient path. You can learn to spot the difference by noticing certain qualities about the voice or the feeling you are experiencing. Take a moment to notice the time of response, the tone, and the content of the voice. Your intuition will normally be positive, motivating, gentle, and you should feel it originating from your chest. Your ego, on the other hand, originates from the brain. Therefore, it is analytical, judgmental, and often negative. Your intuition will tell you that you can do something, and your ego will list all the reasons why you can't do it. So be attentive and look for the cues to be sure that you are listening to the right voice. So this all sounds pretty easy, right? Meditate, spend some time in nature, watch for the ego. Sounds doable. The truth is that it sounds a lot easier than it is. To begin to develop and strengthen your intuition, you are going to have to let go of the reins a bit, and this means that your brain has to give up control And this is the hardest part. Entrepreneurs are incredibly identified with their business, and they do not make decisions lightly. All the responsibility rests on them, and that means they need to make the right decisions. The pressure of this responsibility makes it incredibly scary to simply trust your gut. The reason this is so scary is because most people do not trust themselves. A lot of people say they do, but when it really comes down to it, they allow self-doubt to creep in, and they question all of their decisions and actions. This self-doubt is usually only present when you have used your brain to make a decision based on reason. Our brains can be our greatest ally or our worst enemy. Learning when to use it and when to give it a time out is one of the key aspects of self-mastery. Giving up control and learning to trust yourself instinctually is not easy. In fact, it is downright uncomfortable. But it is a discomfort you'll have to endure if you want to develop your intuition. Don't worry, it won't be uncomfortable forever. Although you might make mistakes in the beginning as you are learning to identify the voice, eventually you will begin to notice what incredible blessings and opportunities trusting your intuition can lead you to. As you notice those blessings, your confidence in your own intuition will grow, and soon you will be able to make the right decisions for yourself and your business quickly and with great ease. Take action now. Continue watching our videos so that you can begin the journey and unlock infinite wealth and success in your life today.